Immunity is the ability to be able to resist being infected by a particular pathogen. Now, immunity can be acquired in several different ways. Now, by acquired, I mean gaining immunity. So when you acquire something, you get it. So we have two basic ways. One is naturally acquired, and the other is artificially acquired. So naturally acquired immunity is when, well, as the name suggests, it's natural, and artificial is something that's been artificially made by humans, manufactured. So let's talk about naturally acquired immunity first. And we can break that or both of these up into active and passive. So active means that the body has been actively involved in producing antibodies. So active naturally acquired immunity is when you've had previous natural exposure to the pathogen and your body has made antibodies. Whereas passive naturally acquired immunity is when a baby receives antibodies from mother. Now this happens both in utero, so still in the uterus, where the antibodies go across the placenta through the umbilical cord into the baby or into the fetus, and also in the first few days after birth in the mother's milk there's antibodies as well. So antibodies are passed from the mother to the child in passive naturally acquired immunity. So you can see why it's passive, because the baby didn't have to actually produce those antibodies. Whereas naturally acquired active immunity, previous exposure to a pathogen and the body produced the antibodies. Now, we can also get immunity in artificial ways as well. So artificially acquired immunity, again, can be active and passive. So the active version is the vaccination type programs that you know about. So we have a vaccination, and in that vaccination there's the antigens for that particular pathogen. So you know, the pathogen's been chopped up, or you know, it's either weakened or killed version of the pathogen. So it's not going to make you sick, but it's got the antigen, so it's going to trigger the production of the specific antibodies. Vaccination of the antigens for particular pathogens, and the body actively makes antibodies. And there's also a passive process here where antibodies, pre-made antibodies, are injected. Now this obviously, this vaccination program is the one that you're most aware of, and you know, all the vaccinations that children get, you get before you go overseas, etc. They're this sort of active vaccination process. This active artificially acquired immunity is through vaccinations. These pre-made antibodies are used in specific occasions to treat specific infections.